we are at Epcot, although we're not quite in Epcot yet because we took the Friendship boat over from Hollywood Studios. Check out the Hollywood Studio videos, or the Hollywood Studio video that posted prior to this one, but it's not quite 2 o'clock yet when we can get in. So we're waiting out here along with a number of other people. I'll show you. See all the people on the railing over there? They're all waiting to get in. And we have people over here. There's Josh with the umbrella, and there's other people over here and other people over there. So we're all just waiting to get in. Now, we've done this before where they will let us in usually like 10 or 15 minutes beforehand, but when you ask them, they'll tell you 2 o'clock, no exceptions. So we're not sure if we're even gonna try, just because it would be very obvious with all these people here, or if we're just going to wait until 2, which honestly is not a huge deal. It's only 15 minutes away. So there's the potential we could get in a little bit early if we tried to do it in about 5 minutes or so. We'll see how that goes. It is the Flower and Garden Festival that we're here for right now. And we're here just for half a day, coming in at 2 o'clock, staying until we decide to head home to our hotel. We're only in for not even 2 full days. We came in last night, which is Friday. We leave tomorrow night, which is Sunday. We had some points on our plane, on our flight. We go with Frontier that were going to expire, so we spun up a trip real quick. Stayed at the cheapest resort we could, which was the All-Star Sports, because it's only 2 nights, and then decided to check out the parks. So we're not doing Animal Kingdom at all. We're just doing Hollywood Studios this morning, Epcot this afternoon and evening, and then Magic Kingdom all day tomorrow until we have to go to the airport. During the Flower and Garden, they do have a lot of booths, and we are going to get some food from the booths. So just a little bit on this trip. We're going to spend more time doing the booths on the next trip to try out the different foods. We made ourselves a list, and I recommend doing that rather than just coming here and going from like booth to booth to booth and grabbing something, because otherwise you're going to fill yourself up in 2 or 3 countries. You should make a list of all the things you've seen, like read online, watch videos, see the things you absolutely want, make a list of those things so you can make sure to do them, and then you're not too full when you finally get to the country or area that has that food. So that is my suggestion when it comes to any festival. Make a list of the foods you want so you don't overfull yourself. And if you go with friends or family, feel free to split it. Not necessarily everybody needs their own version of the same thing. Josh and I split. They're all small plates, right? But if you're going to go around the world and have a bunch of them, you're going to fill up pretty quickly. So feel free to split them with your family. That's another suggestion I have here. The portion sizes at Disney overall is very good, so you can split meals, and that's one way Josh and I save money and can come here fairly often, as we don't spend a lot of money on food. Oh, look, it's Daisy. I love Daisy. I love Daisy's attitude. She's peppery. That's what I like about Daisy. She's a little more peppery. Yeah, the ducks are a little more peppery. Like Mickey and Minnie, I love their personalities, but Donald and Daisy are very peppery, and that's what I love about them. And because it's Flower and Garden, as I was mentioning earlier, they have the topiaries up. Here's the Mickey and Minnie topiary, and it's so beautiful. Just have their use of moss and the different kinds of plants. We're going to see a number as we go around here because I think these topiaries are amazing. But and of course, having Daisy out is so cool. I love her so much. Yeah, let's head into Epcot. And as we walk up from the International Gateway, there's Minnie right there meeting people, and she has a long line too. It's wonderful. It's not as long as they could be. These are the ways to really see them. Oh, so nice. Yay, Minnie. I don't remember this if they had it last year.
Not like this,
but
no. It was the teacup.
It's like,
there was the cup in the little
yeah, I think it was like a little teapot,
yeah,
and
very
it's a Tinkerbell topiary. It looks like there's a lot of like little fairy houses that they put out here. So you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't remember this last time we were here, and I think I would have remembered this because I think it's very cool. And of course the Tinkerbell topiary is amazing, but this is pretty cool. I know that there's a Peter Pan and a Hook a little bit down the way, along with the crocodile a little bit down the way, but it makes sense being in England, of course. Oh, there's a little skink in there, just hanging out in a little fairy house. See if we can zoom in on that. See him right there on the left-hand side. Look, he's a homeowner. Alice is out as well. We have never been here for Easter weekend before, which is what it is. And so far we've seen Daisy and Minnie and now Alice at the photo spot that you have here, which is cool because even if they're not here, they have it listed as a photo spot for you to be able to take a picture. And there's a trellis over there that we have had a picture under that is also a good place to take a picture. Since we have time to kill, we dropped by the Rose and Crown pub to get a couple of drinks, hang out a little. After we get our drinks, we'll go check to see if there's anything down by the water to sit, because there is seating down there. And you can see England just outside the windows here, which is pretty cool. And all the shops are open now. There was a time during the pandemic that only a few of them were open, but now everything's open. And it's a Saturday, which means there's live music in here, and there's probably live music out back there, like a band, which are always pretty good. It's worth seeing if you get a chance. You have to walk back to see it, but it's worthwhile. Every place has something that's worthwhile going to. Here's our hall. That is the half and half, also called a black and tan. It is a Guinness Stout on the top, and then a Harp Lager on the bottom.
I'm not sure.
So, and then I got the Dr. Lucen Riesling. I love that stuff. It's not really easy to find in Colorado. You have to pay extra to get it delivered. So whenever I'm here and someplace has it, I love to get it. And so I'm not generally a wine person, but I do love Rieslings, most Rieslings, and I like this one especially. Just got out of the Rose and Crown, and we had a tiny little table you could see where our drinks were, and this other couple was just kind of standing there, and we invited them over to our table, and we just had the greatest conversation.
20 minutes with them.
Yeah, Chaz and Jen, they live about 2 hours south of Disney. They're also annual pass holders. Anyway, that's what I love about Disney. People think it's all just for kids, and there are a lot of things for kids, right? And kids at heart like us. But, you know, we just hung out in a bar and met other adults, and it was a great time. So, yeah, it's all for people of all ages. These are probably my favorite topiaries, are the Winnie the Pooh topiaries and the Rabbit. Jeez, it's such an easy name to remember. And there's Tigger and Piglet and Eeyore. And oh, there's a person taking pictures over here. I think we might take advantage of that. There's not usually a photographer over here. Here's some information about the topiary at Disney parks. And so you can pause on that and read it. But I love the Mickey like this. And you can kind of see the wire work around it, right? And then they just sort of plant the plants and do the moss and whatever they need to do. But that's kind of how they grow it around a framework. And you can see over here, they have an elephant. I don't think it's Dumbo because the ears aren't big enough, but you can see.
Shrub topiary. Single shrub topiary can take up to 10 years to produce. Forming the topiary around a sculpted metal frame, gardeners need to constantly clip, shear, and tie the plant in order to create these imaginative shapes.
This one reminds me a lot of the topiaries that are around Small World in Disneyland.
Good call.
Because there's a ton of them around there, lots of different animals that they have. And it's just meant to be sort of generic elephant, not necessarily something that we recognize.
Right.
But I like these as an example of this is how they do it. It takes constant trimming
And you can even see the
to keep it shape. Yeah, you can see the newer
plants.
growth on it where it
Yeah,
needs to be
it's
clipped
green.
a little bit on the top and the side there. Anyway, and of course it's in a beautiful flower bed like this.
is
So
really nice, yeah.
this visually is probably my favorite of the festivals
Here's one of
because
the
I
Easter
love
eggs. I forgot it's
all
Easter.
of the flowers and the plants and how beautiful it is. I think Food and Wine is my favorite as far as the food goes, but it is my favorite visually, the Flower and Garden Festival, because of all the, well, flower and garden stuff. Pretty, huh? What's this one say? I certainly feel that trees are living, breathing individuals. They're alive and respond to the elements.
So there's an egg over there. That's part of the Easter egg hunt that they're doing. They
Oh,
often
yeah.
do hunts during different festivals. In this case, it's one that's very short-lived, and it's specific to Easter eggs. In that case, that's the...
Essentially, you buy a map
Yes.
for like $10,
Yes.
and then you go around and you find these, and they come with stickers, and you put the sticker near, you know,
The
like so
appropriate location.
in the appropriate location. So we'd be in England, you would take the sticker with the white rabbit on it, and you would plug it in there, and then you would go turn that in, and you'd get some kind of a prize. Usually it's like a cup or a
cup or
bowl
plate or something like that, yeah.
or
practical.
something along those lines. technically you're just paying $10 for that. You don't have to do the activity if you don't want to. I think you can just claim the gift. But it's a good way to entertain kids, for example, for them to look out for things and for you to walk around the World Showcase and go to places like you might not come back to this back area where the bandstand is because it's not along the main path. You have to walk into the pavilion to see it all. But I'm sad that there isn't a band here, but I'm sure there will be a band later. Still in England, but transitioning to Canada. But I love that they have the crocodile here, and this is like water because you can see that you don't see a lot of his body. His tail just comes out. And I've said this before, I wish they'd put like a clock in him or something to make the tick-tock noise, because over here is Hook and Peter Pan. And I love how you can see the difference between them. I mean, Peter Pan is supposed to be a boy, and so he's a small kid compared to the fully grown adult Hook. Anyway, I love the flowers that they use for his coat to differentiate that. And same thing with Peter Pan, how they use sort of clovers for his top and just moss for his leggings. And how the leggings are slightly different color than his arms. You can tell that they're not, like his skin. Yeah, these are just beautiful. And of course, what they're in is gorgeous. And we're gonna start eating around the world at Northern Balloon, which is in Canada. And we're gonna get the beef tenderloin. Comes with mushroom bordelaise sauce, whipped potatoes, and garden vegetables. And then they also have some drinks down here, which I don't think we're gonna get just because Josh would probably get an apricot, but, or the beer, but he just had a beer, so I doubt he'll get it this time, but maybe next time when we come. Here are our beef what was this called? Beef tenderloin tips. Jeez, couldn't remember all of a sudden. Anyway, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Those carrots look great. The whipped potatoes, mashed potatoes look amazing.
Those are good. I already tried.
There's a nice big piece of beef in there. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see.
It's gonna be pretty good. How does it look when you cut it open?
I love that you think I can cut it that easy.
The knives here are plastic, so they're not awesome, but he's giving it a go.
Okay, I'm about to push things out, which I'm trying not to do. This worries me a little bit then. Like, that seems awfully fat.
Yeah, we're gonna try it and see what we think.
Okay.
We are not eating at this booth, but I wanted to show you what they have. This is the trowel and trellis, which has a lot of like vegetarian or vegan options, like the Impossible Korean short rib, Possible lumpia. I heard the lumpia is really good. The chocolate cake, and then some drinks down there. We are heading over to I am heading over to the Honey Bistro. Josh is keeping the table that we found because it's in a good spot. So I'm gonna head over here to the Honey Bistro, which isn't too far. There's a number of things right next to each other. There's the Trowel and Terrace, the Honey Bistro. There's the Pineapple Promenade, I think it's called, right over there. And we're pretty much at the entrance of the World Showcase, where if you go left, you go to Mexico. If you go right, you go to Canada. So I'm gonna head over here and I'll show you the menu in just a moment. Here's the Honey Bistro, chicken and waffles, that's what we're getting. Pollinator flatbread, honey mascarpone cheesecake. We had the cheesecake last year and I remember liking it. And then there's beverages. I don't remember the honey peach cobbler freeze. I might be back for that. Anyway, here's what the chicken and waffles looks like, pretty much just like the picture there. We wouldn't normally get something like this because we're not necessarily a chicken and waffles people, but we watched some videos and people just raved about it. So we wanted to give it a go, see what we thought. We are not starting off strong. Here's our opinion.
We are 0 for 2, you're right.
Yeah. So the beef tips, tenderloin, were not very tender. They were
hard
not
to cut through.
Very difficult to hug through. You saw Josh trying to do that. They were kind of chewy. I expect them to be a little bit, but they definitely didn't melt in your mouth.
The flavor was good.
The flavor was good.
The sauce, the gravy, I should say.
Yeah. The bordelaise sauce was delicious. The whipped potatoes were, the carrots were good. The beef wasn't bad, it just wasn't good either. And then we had the chicken and waffles. I liked it okay, but I wouldn't get it again. I didn't think it was good enough for me to want to have it again. What do you think, Josh?
It was okay. I mean, again, I repeat the statement, I wouldn't get it again. I am not the hugest waffle fan. It's not that I dislike them. Pancakes, waffles, all good. But I don't think I've ever done chicken and waffles before. So
yeah, I'm not as much of a savory waffle person as I am like a sweet waffle person for breakfast. And even then, I don't get waffles very often.
We do not do that.
Because I'm more of a savory breakfast person, like eggs, bacon, toast, that kind of thing. So, well, hopefully as we move on, we'll get to ones that we liked better. We didn't hate either of these.
No.
If these are up your alley, then I think you would like them.
And honestly, the chicken was good.
Yeah, there was a spicy honey that had a nice little bit of kick.
This one, I would say overall was more solid. The chicken and waffles was more solid, but still nothing I'd care to repeat. It's not bad.
Exactly.
It's not bad.
So, try it maybe on your own, see what you think. I'd love to hear about your thoughts in the comments. And we have another topiary here in Canada, Bambi obviously, but it comes with a thumper and a flower. Oh, I think skunks are so cute, but I don't want to get anywhere near one. And I love bunnies. Thumper is awesome. And of course, Bambi, the young Bambi, not the king of the forest Bambi. And again, they're in beautiful garden setting. But yeah, these are so good looking. We're not getting anything here, but I wanted to video the pineapple promenade. They have the spicy hot dog with pineapple chutney and plantain chips. I understand that's pretty good, but I can get a hot dog anywhere. And there's Dole Whip, which is just your regular Dole Whip, or you can also get it with like Fanta down there, or you can get it with mango cream liqueur. Oh wow, really? In the past they've done it with like rum, and I didn't think that was very good, but I bet mango cream liqueur is kind of amazing. Now I have to make a choice. I decided against the mango Dole Whip thing. I mean, as much as I love Dole Whip and I bet the mango's delicious, I didn't want any more alcohol right now because I'd had some just a little bit ago at the Rose and Crown. But so maybe next time. We also want to kind of save some things for ourselves for next time and not have everything this time. For Disney's 100th, they're really pushing Oswald. And if you saw my last video, you see that I bought an Oswald Magic Band Plus, but they are pushing a lot. So there's mugs and water bottles, the Oswald ear hats, which I have one way back from Disneyland. I just don't wear ear hats. So, and here, gosh, it would be so warm. And there's more of the plushes. There's a t-shirt over here. There's this sort of like, it almost looks like a football kind of jersey, right? And they have a bag, and this looks like a Spirit jersey. Is it a Spirit jersey? No, just a long sleeve t-shirt. It says skyscrapers, or actually it might be skyscrapers, probably from one of the shorts. And what else do they have over here? They have them on the t-shirt as well as on a sweatshirt. And oh, that is really cool. What's on the other side? Oh, that's cool. How much is that?
First of all, there's an entire line almost.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
60.
60, that's pretty normal for that kind of thing. I may get this t-shirt, and I haven't completely decided yet. I ended up buying that Oswald shirt. With my discount, it was just about $28. I also like Bunny.
And there's Ducky down
and
here.
Pluto, and then yeah, there's a Ducky down there. I figured they would be from the Toy Story 4. And there's some more Dumbo stuff, and Donald being angry. And oh, I love that. I don't like white shirts, but I love that design a lot. Plus, I love the Skyliner. This is a really cool shirt too.
Bing Bong, yo, Bing Bong.
Oh yeah, Bing Bong from Inside Out. And just some Epcot 40th stuff. Again, I don't like white shirts, but I like that shirt. And Figment. And then there's another one. I like that light blue. Oh, that's a nice on the back with the different symbols.
Yep.
Okay. And the 40th celebration items are 40% off. That would mean that if we bought any of these, we'd get 40% off plus our discount of 20% off. It makes me happy that Goofy has this very prominent topiary here in the entrance to the World Showcase. See all these people taking pictures in front. I'm kind of surprised there isn't a camera person. This is where they have like the Christmas tree, for example, to the big one for the park is right here. And so it's nice to see Goofy getting so much love and attention because he's one of my favorites. Here's Florida Fresh, grilled street corn on the cob, a couple of different varieties, blackened fish slider, watermelon salad, and some pictures of what they look like there. And then some beverages. We had the street corn last year and it was good. I just don't need to have it again. because it's really just corn on the cob with some kind of spread on it for $5.75. It's worth it if you've never had it before, absolutely. I've also heard that the watermelon salad is really good, but that's not what we want right now. Anyway, we're not getting any of this booth, but I wanted to show you what's there in case you wanted to get something when you come here. Here's the Mexico booth. There's the Mexico pavilion over there. They have a quesadilla, taco vampiro. I hear that is amazing. We're not getting it though. And then they have some margaritas. I hear that top one is very good. We're gonna be heading over to the Citrus Blossom, which is over there, past the Three Caballeros, which I want to get some videos of. Because first of all, I love the Three Caballeros. I was of Donald's and Jose Carioca and Panchito Pistoles. And I'm kind of surprised that they actually give him his guns, because you don't generally see him with them except in this topiary. And how controversial guns are, I don't want to start a war about what people think about that. I'm just saying it is a controversial topic. And so he's usually just known as Panchito, not Panchito Pistoles. And so so it's interesting to me that they have that, and that's the point I'm making. And so you've got Donald and Panchito and Jose Carioca. And again, just all the flowers around them are beautiful and perfect. Here's the menu for the Citrus Blossom. Orange sesame tempura shrimp, a citrus cooked brie, a lemon meringue pie, and then some drinks down here. There's also the orange lemon smoothie, which we've had before. The $15 is because it comes in a sipper cup, but you can get it without, and then it's only like $5 or something like that. So we might get that, but I might get the shrimp and the brie, because I love brie. Not a huge fan of meringue pie though, so let's head over. Okay, here's the brie on the right and the shrimp on the left. All of these look really good. So we haven't taken a bite out of them yet. Together, the two of these were $12.25. But oh yeah, I wouldn't have thought about the brie. I mean, I like shrimp tempura. That's always worthwhile. I wouldn't have thought too much about the brie as much as I like it. But again, we saw somebody eating it and they really enjoyed it. So. And we do like brie, so we thought we'd try it. They also have some merchandise in here too. So they have these cups, which are the corksicle ones, and they are $44.99, so $45. They're nice cups. Corksicle makes good products. And then there's some Tupperware down there. My mom had something similar to that. It didn't have the decoration on it, but looks very much like the old Tupperware ones. Salt and or pepper shakers. How much are these? Oh, they're ceramic, $13 a piece. And I'm not sure what these are, and I'm sorry my shadow's in the way. Shirts. Mugs, there's always mugs. Ears are $35. They're orange bird ears. Orange bird has been a thing in Florida for a long time. I don't have a personal connection to it, so it doesn't really mean anything to me, but it means something to a lot of people. It's a very popular character. It's a nice Spirit jersey, $80. It's pretty typical for a Spirit jersey. The hat. It's kind of a tank top. Ooh, that back is really nice, huh? That is $40. And some shorts that you could match up with it. Those are also $40? Geez, really? Yeah. And, oh, there's those ears again. And that's more of those. And then they have some Snow White stuff, too. So there's that. And some ears. I think those ears are pretty. This hat is really cool, too. I can't tell if it's branded Snow White. It just looks like it's generic Flower and Garden. And then they have some pins that are specific to 2023 festival. Here's more Snow White stuff over here. Coasters, Tervis cups. Tervis cups are $30. That's pretty normal for those too. And then some Fig Nip stuff, because it's very, very Epcot-y. Crocs, or the equivalent. Salt and or pepper shakers. Glass terrarium. Here's some pricing for you. T-shirt. That's that one we were just looking at that was hanging over there. 2 different kinds of hats. More Turvis. A different sweatshirt. Magnets. And pins. And then they have some of the Magic Band pluses. And we have some pass holder merchandise here. Various pins. And then stakes that you could put in to show what's growing somewhere. You may have noticed I changed shirts. That's because I bought one. They were, the 40th anniversary stuff was 40% off, and then I also got 20% off because of my annual pass. So I'm like, well,
a $30 shirt became a $15 shirt.
Yeah, it was about 15, yeah.
Steal at Disney.
Yeah, Disney specific. That's the sound of Test Track going behind us. All right, so here's what we thought about the brie and the tempura. The tempura was really good. Josh,
the coating on it, the tempura itself was like the reason to get it. It was delicious. It was actually beautiful.
But Josh makes a point that it was a lot sweeter than you would have thought it would be. I mean, orange can be sweet. This
Absolutely.
was a little more sweeter. Like I could not have more than what I had.
And more so than say Panda, like sweeter than that.
Like the orange chicken.
Yeah, it actually was like, this is too sweet. I liked it, but
so I think we got like 5 or 6, and I had half, and Josh had half, and half was perfect. Anything more than that would have been too much for me. The brie was great.
Brie was good.
Had the blanched almonds on it. Had the blueberries.
Blueberries had a great flavor. I love.
Yeah, but you have to eat it quickly while it's still a little warm, because otherwise it starts to solidify. But otherwise, they were both very good. So if you come here and you're inclined to citrus flavors, then you're not going to go wrong with either of those.
So our 3rd and 4th, much more successful than our 1st.
Yeah, definitely. We weren't planning on riding anything, but wait for this drop to 5 minutes, so we're going to do Spaceship Earth, which is right at the front of the park. So we came up front. We went into the shop to look around a little bit. There wasn't much in there to video that I haven't already seen. But while we were in the front of the park, we thought, well, why don't we go and ride a ride or two?
Transcontinental Railroad. Automatically knows what you want, almost as soon as you do. Closet will be like a personal stylist, picking outfits based on your preferences.
I'd never wear a sweater vest.
Now that's a smart look.
That's not bad, actually.
Smart home has everything organized to help you start your day.
Dead.
I look very bored.
Literally be at your fingertips. Because your home's information network lets you view your daily planner almost anywhere. Since you don't enjoy cleaning, robotic housekeepers will help you with your daily chores.
Damn yippee.
Your smart home will know when it's time for you to leave, and it'll know what you need to take with you. Sometimes even before you do. Of course, your smart home has already booked you a ticket on the magnetic hover train. While you relax and enjoy the
I want a magnetic hover train.
I don't think we've seen that one before.
I know, I don't think we've seen that one either. We almost never do this ride. Not that we dislike it, it's just not that interesting. Let me rephrase that. It's interesting, it's just, there's a lot of other things we would prefer to do here. But It's only a 5-minute wait, which means it'll just be a walk on. I mean, we'll literally just walk through the queue and get on the ride. But the queue's pretty long.
It is.
I think they expected a lot more people to be in line all the time. And it is a really cool queue because there's some parts where you feel like you're underwater and some parts where you feel like you're near the beach. It's pretty neat.
A whole bunch of people all of a sudden, though. It's hilarious.
It's very much like the submarine, excuse me, the Finding Nemo submarines in Disneyland, except rather than being in a submarine and seeing things, you are seeing projections. You're in a clamshell kind of omni-mover system, and you see projections and some of the Nemo characters, and some of those projections have real fish behind them because they do have aquariums here. And so that's part of the allure of this, is that it's actually real aquariums with real fish and then just some projections. Like here's your beach area, although this is not real sand, it just looks like sand. And then you have a beach shack right over there.
It's a little bit of
Like a little beach bench. Yeah, so the queue's actually really nice. And it's usually cooler in here. I mean, it is cooler because we're indoors, but I don't feel the coolness that I usually feel when we go through this ride. And now we've gone underwater. It is cooler in here. And you can see the shimmering of the like light on the ocean floor. And we're like under the dock. It's pretty neat.
Well thought out.
It is very well thought out, very well themed, just as Josh said. This queue is one of my favorite queues in all of Disney World. There's the clamshells you get into, literal clamshells, very much like the aerial ride. And yeah, it was literally a walk on. We came up here and now we just need to get put onto our clamshells.
Eyes open for along the way. Oh, let's go explore, explore, explore. Let's go explore the big blue world.
Mr. Ray, we can't explore without Nemo.
I'm sure we'll see him any minute now.
Nemo!
Oh, science is right there.
Put your picture together, which you don't remember at all.
I think it's death on that one.
White stripes and looks kind of like you, only smaller?
Yes, and you've seen him.
Seen who? Hi, I'm Dory.
The jellies.
Jellyfish.
Right. Oh, now I'm thinking of something pink.
That's jellyfish.
You're good. And I'm thinking...
Jellyfish. And the next one, jellyfish.
All right, Mr. Smarty Pants.
I wonder if clownfish taste funny. Nemo, why did you provide for a little bite? Oh, what are you?
Here's we get to the part where there's actual fish behind. I don't know if you can see them.
Totally, dude.
Dolphin in there. Big. of the starfish of Allison Janney. I'm not sure if that's her voice here. It sounds like it. There's the dolphin. Just hanging out, swimming around. Hi, buddy. Hiya, buddy. Oh, that's a great view. Bye.
Seriously, nice.
There's a manatee moving around in there. I think manatees are so cool. This is the top level. You can see them down below too. But there's a couple of them in there. Hanging out together. Look how they use their fins for station keeping. Like they can just keep in the same spot, just moving their fins a little bit. Lots of different fish in this aquarium, just floating around, swimming around. These big ones look like they're just floating about, but these ones are swimming. We've come into the butterfly enclosure. And I love how there are these beaded kind of entrance things so the butterflies can't get out, but you can see them all flutterbying around. Let's see if we can find one landing somewhere. I love this. We were worried that it was too early in the season for us to have any of the butterflies out yet. So, but they're everywhere. So many of them. They have a whole case over here that has a bunch of cocoons in them. Eventually there'll be butterflies. Some up there just hanging out. Those look like monarchs. Those ones are pretty. I don't know if you can tell they're like these black and white striped ones. That's nice. A couple of others just chilling there. But it could be true. They could be young.
Yeah.
Some more over here just hanging out. Some of them flying around. A bunch of them up there. Wow. I know they look like they want to get out. Eventually. We'll be back in a couple weeks, so we're going to check this out again and see how much it's changed. Oh, Josh talked to somebody outside of the butterfly thing, and this is what he said and they said.
I asked her if they spend their entire life in the tent. And she's like, no, they can escape, and they often do. And at the end of all of this, at the end of it, this is the only event they do it in, they basically undo the tent and they let them all free. The main purpose of the tent is not to keep them indoors, but to keep the birds away from them and away from eating them, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where I'm like, yeah, didn't think about that, but yeah.
Yeah, so they're not necessarily trapped in there. They may seem like they are, but they can get out. And we did
And
see
there were
some
3 or 4
outside.
right outside, yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly where all the other
ones.
ones are. So yeah, eventually they'll
Which
all
is
be free,
cool.
but it's a good place to keep them safe. Outside of Journey into Imagination, not surprisingly, they have a Figment topiary. And he looks like he's made of succulents, which is really cool.
I love that they moved that way. It's not the only one. There's a butterfly
Wow,
too.
that's pretty.
It really is. It gives a different feel versus the other
Walk
plants.
around. Yeah, it gives him a texture that's
Yeah, that great texture.
kind of awesome.
too.
Almost scaly in a way
Yeah.
because he's a dragon. So that is pretty
That's
neat.
pretty awesome looking.
And again, the flower bed that he's in is gorgeous.
But yeah, there's a
Hi, Figment. One of my favorite, probably my favorite topiary are the Lion King one. Is the Lion King one. Because you've got, I think, I never know if that's supposed to be Simba or if it's supposed to be Mufasa. But it's a mother and a father and the child and Rafiki. And it's gorgeous. They are gorgeous. The little one is amazing looking. Just the expressiveness in the face and the proud looking mommy and daddy. Just so incredible. This time of year, we're always looking out for duck babies because they usually find them. And we hadn't seen any. I was kind of surprised, but there they are. And it always makes a Disney trip to see baby duckies.
And Disney people who are in Disney will avoid the ducks. They'll stop traffic of people
Yeah.
walking so that the ducks can walk across.
Yeah.
And
And we've
everyone's
been
always
part of
cool
that
with
too
it. Yep.
before. Like
Yep.
I remember one time, I think it was at Disneyland, one duck got separated from its mom,
Everyone helped
and everyone
the
helped
bird.
guide the duck back to its mama.
Wonderful.
It was a great teamwork from a bunch of strangers.
And I love it.
Here we are in the Mexico Pavilion, but one thing I wanted to show you, Josh and I were talking about how it doesn't seem like the park's that busy because every time we wanted to get something at a booth, we were very likely the only people in the line, or there's only maybe like one person in front of us, and you can tell because here's the margarita cart. Every time we come by the it's a Saturday night, by the way.
Never.
Every time we've come by this margarita cart, or the booth, it is always 20, 30, 40-minute wait.
This is only like 3 or 4 years old.
And so this is incredible to see where there's very few people in line. I don't think I've ever seen it. I'm always a huge fan of temporary art where someone just makes something and eventually it's gonna blow away and it won't be there forever. Those of us that get to see it, we get to see it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And people that don't see it never knew it was there. I enjoy that kind of thing. Here's the Lotus House in the China Pavilion. We're gonna get the chicken skewer. And then they do have some alcoholic beverages too. We've heard the wontons are pretty good, but you can kind of get wontons anywhere, and $7.75 for 4 wontons is a lot. And I'm sure the vegetable dumplings are amazing too. I had the Tanganasi last year, and it was fine. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. I wouldn't get it again. All right, here's the skewer. Oh my goodness, that looks really good. Okay, we're gonna try that and see what we think. All right, our feedback on the chicken skewer. Again, it was delicious. I would like to have had a little bit more sauce. Not that it wasn't saucy, but
a little bit more.
A little bit more would have been fine. Like enough that you could dip it a little bit more in there.
There's a little bit in the base, but not a ton.
Yeah, but the flavors were good. It says that it's spicy, and there's a little bit of heat, but I would not call it spicy.
2 out of 10, and I'm weak on spice.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's a
got
good
good flavor.
good size chicken pieces or piece. And I don't think I mean, it's not breast. I don't know what it is, but it's
dark meat overall.
yeah, it's
but
very
it's
juicy.
Real good.
Yeah, we were worried at first because Josh said they had a bunch that were in there,
It's just
like
sitting out there,
not necessarily under a heat lamp, but you know,
No.
just ready to be served.
Right.
And we were worried that it would be
dried out.
dry, but no, it was nice and moist. The chicken was. The flavor is good.
Good pieces, good
Yeah,
chunks of good.
well, because it has
amount of meat for the
masala,
price.
but then it also has that peanut sauce, and they work really well together. Yeah, that was
good. This is still
This
good.
is the second year we've gotten it. I would get it again next
Yep.
year.
Cause more than me, this heart speaks yes. Can we paint with all the colors of our friends? Come down with me, sharpen Licht der Wälder. Probier dieses
I don't think I've ever seen a band here that wasn't great.
Komm weg zu dich und lieber reiche Vielfalt. Zum März, dass wir Leben dir nichts fehlt.
During this time of year, they have the Garden Rocks concert series, where bands that were once famous, and some of them still are, come and play. You can see some of the ones there. I'll mention some of the ones we've seen and some of the ones I'd love to see. I would love to see the Pointer Sisters, although one of the original members has passed away.
Yeah.
Today, while we're here, it's Starship featuring Mickey Thomas, which could be something to see. It's in about 25 minutes. We're trying to decide if we can kill enough time in the American Pavilion. I wouldn't mind seeing Blue October, although I only really like one song by them, so I don't know if I'd want to see all of them. Flock of Seagulls would be cool. Last year we saw Ambrosia with Peter Beckett.
That was a couple years ago. My mom.
We saw the Herman Hermits 2 years ago. Yep.
Might have been more than 2.
I wouldn't mind seeing the orchestra starring 4 members of Yellow. The M80s, which is cool. I thought they were a local band. Oh, Rick Springfield would be cool to see
might
too.
be, but they still might be be liked enough by these people that it doesn't matter that they're
Plain White Tees, Glass
I've
Ceiling.
never
Oh,
heard
I'd love to
Glass
see the
Ceiling.
Commodores, but I doubt it's
anybody
you know
we
with Lionel Richie. Yeah, there's Wang Chung. I love Wang Chung. I wish that we could see them. Let's see.
July 4th.
July 2nd and July 3rd.
Saturday and
Oh,
Sunday.
no, we can't do that. We've got Comic-Con. Dang it. That's a bummer.
Fan Expo, yeah.
Yep, Denver Fan Expos that weekend.
Forgot about that.
Tony Orlando wouldn't be too bad either.
they sure
Oh, I'd love to see Vertical Horizon too, June 16th and 17th. if we lived here, oh my gosh, I would come to so many of these. It's just, who does? Foreigner's Journey. Yeah.
Down here too.
I wonder if it's members of Journey and members of
Probably.
Foreigner. I'm sure that's a pretty good concert. Anyway,
Go to Orlando.
if you like any of these things,
Go.
then it's awesome to come here and see them. They're only usually about 20 or 30-minute sets. There's 3 of them per night, and they usually kind of do their greatest hits, right? So
They
if
hit
you,
like 4 or 5 songs.
yeah,
that
4 or
everyone
5
knows.
songs, though usually the ones you know. They might throw in something that's not one of their popular ones, but still. Anyway, it's worth it.
And it's a part of your ticket.
Yeah, you don't have to
Nothing
pay
extra.
anything extra to be here.
You might
You
wanna
either
get in
have,
line
yeah, you'd have
early,
to get in line early. Like
or
there's
you
people
might
already
get-
lined up now, even though there's a start for 25 minutes, and it's a fairly long line. People like Starship will have long lines.
Yes.
But sometimes when we've done this before too, we just come by and they're doing it, and we just stand back here behind the where you see those ropes, and watch a little bit of it and hear a little bit of it, because it's not that big of a theater, so you can see plenty from like where we are right now, for example. Sorry for filming portrait, but it's the best way to get all of this into the screen. So you have the world show, pretty much you have all of Epcot there at the top, and then you have the different places where the booths are, or things like where the topiaries are, where the festival merchandise is, that kind of thing. So it is a good way to see everything here and where it is. And we're pretty much right at the top of that map where it says F there, which is the Garden Rocks concert series. We are literally standing in front of that. We decided the best way to kill time was to just get in line. So we did. And now we're sitting here, and we have a pretty good view of the stage. One of the problems with this venue, not a huge problem because you can get around this, but see how there's a pole there, there's a pole over there, and behind us there's a lot of trees. Oop, that's my arm, where the seating is. So it's very easy to sit in a spot where something's in your way. So this was not too bad for us not having been in the line the whole time.
small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Though I'm stylish when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go up chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Call Alice when she was just small.
show, it could get weird.
We're over in the France Pavilion, and there's a Lumiere with actually light up fire topiary, and then a Cogsworth with a pendulum that goes back and forth. Those are pretty cool. I love the Lumiere with the fire going. We're not going to be here when it's like dark, but I bet that looks really cool when it is. That is going to do it for us from Epcot. It's been a good day. It's been a long day, but since we were only here for essentially today and a little bit of tomorrow, we decided to kind of marathon it when we wouldn't otherwise. We didn't go back and rest, for example, but we did a lot of sitting down and having water, and we took breaks in the park, sat down and watched the concert, that kind of thing. So, but it doesn't matter. We're pretty exhausted right now, so we're gonna go back. We considered swimming, but it's gotten kind of late, so I might just go back, go to bed soon, chillax, exactly. But thanks for joining us on our journey through Epcot today. Tomorrow's gonna be an all day until we head to the airport. Magic Kingdom Day, so keep an eye out for that video.